A very good day to you all, and welcome to the Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program here in Nigeria. My name is Bukola Olutola James, and I'll be your trainer for this program. This is the very first session for this training, and it promises to be very interesting, engaging, and impactful for teachers. Once again, I welcome you. Do get comfortable. The training session will start shortly. So this is the module 1 for this training, and it's talking about assessing information. Firstly, this training program is in line with the UNESCO Media and Information Literacy Framework. And who we are, like I said earlier, my name is Bukola James. I'm the trainer for this program here in Nigeria. And this program is sponsored by the Wikimedia Foundation. And what the Wikimedia Foundation does is to promote open knowledge for all. And the Wikimedia Foundation is a non-for-profit organization that is based in the United States of America. So today's agenda, I will introduce you to the Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program, and I'll talk about what Wikipedia is and what Wikipedia is not. That is, would talk about the common misconceptions of Wikipedia, after which we'll take a quick break. And also, when we come back, we'll talk about the values that Wikipedia bring into the classroom. There will be a question and answer section. And finally, we'll wrap up with final remarks from everybody in this session. Thank you. So by the end of this training session, you will be able to understand requirements of the Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program. You will argue against general misconceptions about Wikipedia. You'll be able to express the merits of Wikipedia as a source of information to your students. During this session, we'll communicate using the comments in the chat. So please kindly use the chat to drop your comments, your questions, and even respond to some questions that I'll be asking in the course of this training. So for this training, we'll be having participation principles. I also refer to them as the guidelines for which every participant in this session must abide. And the first one here is we have to actively and openly participate, because nobody is an island of knowledge. And if you have any doubts, I would like you to always ask questions. The chat box is always open to ask questions. And kindly do complete your assignments on time. Yes, because time, like they say, is money. And always listen with attention and respect everybody in this training session. And this training session is to build a community that would be respectful and supportive to learning, even outside of the online training session. So do have a wonderful time on this session. So now I would like to get to know everyone that is participating in this training program. I would like you to tell me what school you're representing and what grade level are you teaching? What brought you to this program, and what do you expect to learn in the end of this program? Please kindly use the chat box to do that. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I can see some comments in the chat box. Thank you very much. So now let's talk about what Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program is. So you'll be wondering, why Reading Wikipedia in the classroom? And yes, you know, we live in the 21st century world where all the students that you teach in your classroom are mostly digital native. They are all digital native. Let me not say mostly digital native. And sometimes when you give them assignments, they go online searching for information, searching for how to get answers to this question. And because we live in the age of information explosion, information overload, sometimes they get different answers that are not even related, or bringing out specific or relevant information that will help them in the course of their assignment. And this is where Wikipedia come to play, because it helps students make better decisions in not only their academic life, but also their personal lives. And again, Wikipedia is a valuable pedagogical tool to develop 21st century skills. So that is the more reason why we need Reading Wikipedia in the classroom for all teachers in Nigeria. Now, this program is to demonstrate how Wikipedia can be leveraged to foster media and information literacy skills. Now, we have so many 21st century skills on ICT, on e-learning, but how do we really have some training that will help students better evaluate, understand, and even access information on these online spaces? I believe the right answer to this question is Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program. And like I said initially, the Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program is divided into 3 modules that cover the different elements and practices behind Wikipedia as it relates to the UNESCO Media and Information Literacy framework, which includes assessing, understanding, and creating information. So for this module 1, which talks about assessing information with Wikipedia, we have so many topics on the line in this module 1, and it's include the importance of access to information, what is Wikipedia, what is Wiki, the common misconceptions about Wikipedia, why use Wikipedia, who writes Wikipedia, who doesn't write Wikipedia, navigating Wikipedia, other ways to access Wikipedia, and keeping students safe while reading Wikipedia. And the final topic in this module is knowledge equity, content diversity, and Wikipedia. And as you can see on my slide, there is a note there that all assignments should be completed and submitted latest on Thursday. So kindly do abide by this notes. Thank you. So like every other training, this training will be giving out certificates to those who follow the requirements. And one of the requirements is that all participants must participate in all the live training sessions that will be holding, and you must submit your assignments on time. And for this training program, the final assignments must be completed and submitted before or on March 15th, 2022. So now let's talk about the Wikipedia basics. What are Wikipedia basics? So before I move further or explain what Wikipedia Basics are, can you remember the first time you encountered Wikipedia? Yes, how did you find it? What did you think of it? I would like you to drop your comments in the chat. Yes, thank you. I can see some comments there already. Thank you so much. So now let's discuss what is Wikipedia. And I have some fun facts. I also refer to them as real facts. So the first fact here is that Wikipedia was created on January 15th, 2001. And it's a free online encyclopedia that strives to share the sum of all knowledge, not few knowledge, not specific knowledge that are related to some specific subjects, but all knowledge. And Wikipedia is a community. It's a very large anonymous community for volunteers who write without pay from all over the world. Anyone with internet access can add content and improve Wikipedia articles. So regardless of where you are or where you are located, you can always improve content on Wikipedia. And as at June 2021, we had 5.6 billion unique visitors monthly who have accessed Wikipedia one way or the other to search for information. So over 6 million articles in more than 365 languages are available on Wikipedia. It's not a finished project, it's always evolving. So what Wikipedia is not, this is the part where most people have been waiting for. So there's this common misconception that Wikipedia is open to everybody and anyone can add their opinion to Wikipedia and claim it as facts. And in the actual sense, opinions are not allowed on Wikipedia. What gets included in a Wikipedia article should be backed by reliable secondary sources. That is to say that whatever information you're adding on Wikipedia must be backed with reliable sources. So it's not just an open ground where you can come dump any information you see online, like we have in the on the online spaces, on the social media network. No, Wikipedia is totally different. And just as we refer to it as an online encyclopedia, so it's not just an open dumping ground for any information. And for someone to add content that doesn't follow the rules, it will be removed by the Wikipedia editors. So Wikipedia has administrators that always stroll through different articles on Wikipedia to make sure that all the articles are in line with the policies on Wikipedia. So some other misconceptions include some people feel the Wikipedia is progressive and liberal, and that it's political. No, Wikipedia is not a political group or community. It's a single organization, and no other organization has an editorial control over Wikipedia. Like Wikipedia is entirely edited by volunteers, and disputes are always addressed through open dialogue on the platform. And the good thing about Wikipedia is there's nothing hidden on Wikipedia. Once you create an article that is not in line with the policy, you'll see another volunteer that will come and flag that article for you. So it's not a progressive or liberal community. And some people would also say that edits done to a Wikipedia article cannot be reversed, which is totally wrong, because Wikipedia articles are dynamic and continuously improved. Like new edits can be deleted or reversed, and old edits can be restored if necessary. So Wikipedia articles are always being improved on daily basis. They are always updated because like some articles on Wikipedia can, let's take for example, we have a new president in Nigeria, and the old president's name is on a Wikipedia article. A volunteer will go on that article to edit out the old president and replace it with the new president. So it's always a dynamic and continuous thing. And usually most articles are always updated. So Wikipedia makes students lazy. They are more likely to commit plagiarism. So when you introduce Wikipedia properly and you explain the real concepts of Wikipedia to students, Wikipedia actually empowers students to do self-directed research. It enhances their research skills and make them content creators. It makes them monitor those information as well, using the encyclopedia as a starting point. Yes, that is what Wikipedia does. And it can facilitate the development of key 21st century skills that prevent students from committing plagiarism. Now, if a student knows the importance of referencing and citation, I do not think such students will want to commit plagiarism. And if you take them through the policies and procedures that people carry out in order to create Wikipedia article, I believe plagiarism would not be a problem to them. So now I would like to take a quick break. So for this quick break, I would like you to stretch your body, get a snack, leave questions on the chats as well. So thank you. I've been seeing some comments. Yes, thank you. So I hope you enjoyed that quick break and you've been able to take some snacks. Now let's move to topic 3. And it talks about the value of Wikipedia in the classroom. Like my normal routine, I would like you to tell me what your students use Wikipedia for. What did your student use Wikipedia for? And when your students use Wikipedia, they should always do what should they keep in mind? What are some of the things you think they should keep in mind? Yes, please do type your answers in the comments. Please do type your answers in the comments. So the value of Wikipedia in the classroom. And the first one here says Wikipedia cites reliable sources. Like I said earlier, Wikipedia only makes use of reliable secondary sources, which can be gotten from online news media like the Punch, the Punch that are dailies. And we also have some newspapers that you can use that are reliable. And again, reliable secondary sources would be textbooks, journals online that you can cite. So this makes Wikipedia not a dumping ground for anyone to just come and contribute like we have in some blogs. So Wikipedia editors who are volunteers always identify, evaluate, and cite reliable sources that enrich articles. So, like I said, if you want to write or create content on Wikipedia, it must always cite reliable sources. And Wikipedia always strives to be unbiased. Yes, they are not biased. it is always edited by both sides of the argument. So don't come on Wikipedia and start writing to support someone because you know that person. You want to create content that will praise the person. No, Wikipedia does not allow that. It's only writes reliable, it's only writes relevant and reliable information that you can get on Wikipedia. And Wikipedia is up to date. Like I said earlier, it's always been improved upon by different volunteers. Take for example, if you create an article about a person or a place, and you were only able to get few information about that person, another volunteer that has seen that article or got an additional information about the person or place that you created an article for would improve upon that article for you. And let's say you come back in 2 days' time or in a week's time to check that article, you would see that so many contributors have improved the article for you. So it's not a one-man thing, like it's open to everybody, regardless of where you stay, your religion, your ethnicity. It's a free community for everyone to contribute. But you have to make sure whatever you're providing as an information on Wikipedia is reliable and verifiable. The value of Wikipedia in the classroom. Wikipedia has been used by different educators around the world to foster digital skills, critical thinking, research skills, and reach a variety of learning objectives in formal and informal education initiative. And some examples are stated below. You can see there is a training, Wikipedia on Silesia. And this training was held in Poland. And we also have the EduWiki Camp by the Wikimedians Serbia group. So there's a whole lot that teachers can benefit from reading Wikipedia in the classroom program. So I believe I've been able to expose you to what this program is all about. And this has bring us to the question and answer segment. So let's review some of the questions we got on the comments. Add more questions, keep the conversations going in the chat. So let's do a quick recap. Now, the Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program contains 5 learning modules. Is this true or false? Oh, it's false. Thank you. It contains 3 modules. There are Wikipedia articles written by volunteers from Nigeria. True or false? Yes, yes. I want to see your comments. Okay, let's see what we have here. Is it true or false? Okay, it is true. It's written by volunteers from all over the world. If I add my personal opinion to Wikipedia articles without citing any source, it will stay on Wikipedia forever. If I add my personal opinions to Wikipedia article without citing any source, it will stay on Wikipedia forever. Yes, let me see your comments. Okay, and the correct answer is false. Wikipedia editors will remove non-factual information. Like I said, it has to be reliable and verifiable. When properly introduced and explained, Wikipedia can facilitate the development of key 21st century skills. Is this true or false? Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Let me see your comments. Okay. And it is true. It can strengthen research skills and critical thinking. And so, well, you all made this possible, and we have reached the end of the first training session of the Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom program. Thank you very much. And yeah, some next steps to take. Congratulations. Yes, thank you, Chidima. Yeah, I can see your post. Yes, thank you, thank you. So these are some of the next steps that you need to take, your next steps that you need to work on. So thank you for your time and active participation. See you next time. Thank you. I'll be sharing the slides with you so you could get some of the next steps that you need to take. Thank you very much. So, thank you. Bye-bye.